Okay, noodles for thukpa, half a cup of whole wheat flour, organic, or you can use half all-purpose, half whole wheat. And then this is half a cup of water, but you only really want to use half, so quarter. And then I just use 2 fingers, got 2 clean fingers to clean. I probably added a tiny bit too much. Yep, I added too much water. So half a cup is about enough for thukpa for me and Nick. So I added too much water. Just add some flour. And I'm going to need a bit more flour. And just work it a bit between your hands. That's too sticky. I added a bit too much water. Actually, usually I would use have a half cup with flour and then use a quarter cup with water, so you can't make the mistake. I'm just doing a little video on how to do the thukpa noodles by request. So you just work it a little bit. There's some chemical reaction, something with the gluten or something. Something happens when you work the flour a bit. And so this is the first thing I do when I make thukpa, is I get the noodles on the go. So this is, it's just like a little bit sticky, but not too sticky. And I'm just going to let that sit. So I've got some little bit of oil, just a teaspoon of oil, and then I've chopped some onion. So when we made it for rimshay, we didn't use onion, but you can use onion and garlic if you want. I haven't made a stock, so that's how we made it more flavorful for rimshay, was we made a stock. Mostly Laura made the stock, and we had celery, kale, especially once we put the kale into the stock, it gave it more body. Celery, and I forget, anyway, other peelings for the stock. Just boil the stock for half an hour, just create something flavorful. Anyway, I'm going to let that cook for a bit. Need some tomato. So once the onions have gotten soft, browned a little bit, then pop in some tomato. And then this is when I start to season it with pink Himalayan salt, is the best salt. So that was probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And smells good. That tomato really smelled good. And then while I'm doing this, I prepare my other vegetables. I got broccoli from the farmer's market, and I think I'm going to put in a little bit of yellow zucchini, and then we've got some greens. I've got some bok choy I bought a couple of days ago, so I think they're going to be the vegetables. And also I'm going to put some silken tofu in this one as well. So I'll just let that go a little bit longer. So the onions and tomato have cooked for a little while, and just on medium heat. Now I'm going to add the water. I just measure it initially just by putting it in this bowl. Okay, so we'll add that much water for now. Maybe a little bit more. Bring it to high and just let it do its thing. Okay, that's come to a boil, and I'm going to throw in the zucchini. So all the vegetables I've chosen are not fast cooking ones. I often put carrot in it, but I'm not going to put carrot tonight. I've got zucchini, and then I've got bok choy, and the last one is this incredible, probably picked yesterday or this morning, incredibly fresh broccoli. So I'll just let the zucchini cook for a bit. And oh, so now's the time to get back. Actually, I'm going to turn this down to low because we've got to get back to the dough. Okay, so this has got a little bit of stick to it. Not much. I'm going to put down some flour, pat it down, turn it over, so get a little bit of flour on each side. And then start to roll it out. And if it sticks, just means you need more flour. So I like the noodles relatively on the thin side, and they cook more quickly. That side, and then just a little more this side. That'll do. And get a knife. Don't use the sharp side, use the blunt side, and just start to make some strips. Oh, that's a bit fat. Oh well. Fat noodles tonight. Fat noodles tonight. And that's that. So that started to boil. Just got it on 5. Grab my noodles. Find a couple of veggies to help you because I'm trying to get it done quickly. Just pop all the noodles in. I'm going to turn that up to about 7. Okay, so I got all the noodles. I'll do that now. So I've just got this last strip to go. I've added a bit more water, and between the strips I give it a stir. I'm next going to add some tofu. It's some silken tofu. I don't like tofu very much. This is for Nick, so I've just put it in quite large chunks. Hopefully it won't fall apart. And then I can give the chunks to him. Smells good. I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then I will add the bok choy stems. Let that go for a minute. Then add the broccoli, because I don't want to overcook the broccoli because it's so fresh. And then I'll let that cook for a minute, and then I'll add the leaves. I'll probably add a bit more salt. And then that'll be it. So if you're not a vegan like me, you can do an egg. Traditionally, thukpa is done, you know, the Tibetan thukpa is heavy on noodles, you know, 80 to 90% noodles. Usually has daikon radish, and then a little bit of meat, sometimes more, sometimes less. and maybe a tiny little bit of green vegetables, and chili, salt and pepper. So anyway, this is Wendy thukpa, heavy on the vegetables, whole wheat flour, not white flour. And if you want to do an egg, add a little bit of salt in that as well. Add a little bit of pepper. Probably wasn't hot enough. My Tibetan friend told me not to add the egg until the pan was smoking, and the pan was not smoking. So I added the bok choy stems, the white part, let that boil for a minute. I just added broccoli. I'll bring that back to the boil. In the meantime, I flipped the egg. I'll flip it one more time. That's done. That only takes half a second. Not long. So the egg I just put in the bowl, and then I just cut it up a little bit because I'm going to just put my thukpa right on top of that. Use the same knife that I used for the noodles. Okay, so that's the egg ready. This is boiling now. And last thing to add is the bok choy greens. So we've got a full bowl. This will be a nice bowl for Nick and I for our dinner. And then there'll be one serving, probably small serving left over from lunch. And then we'll see who gets to it first tomorrow. And it's quite thick now, so don't make it too thin. There's definitely liquid, but it wants to be fairly hearty, thick soup. With rinpoche's, of course, we didn't use oil. Just started the vegetables straight into it without onion. Although on the last day we did use onion and garlic. That's right, on the Monday we did use onion and garlic. And I bought these really nice beans, also at the farmer's market, purple beans, which turn green when you cook them. So I'll probably use those in tomorrow night's thukpa. Okay, I'll let it boil for about another minute, and then I'm just going to take it off and let it rest for a few minutes and tidy the kitchen. And then I'll serve it. So it's been sitting for a few minutes. The kitchen's a bit tidy. It's nice and thick. And I will ladle, not label, big serving into next bowl. Try and get the tofu. There we go. And I will label into my bowl where I've got the egg. Try and avoid the tofu. So you can use, you know, I never use potato because we've got the starch, carbohydrate from the wheat noodles. But in the winter I'll use sweet potato, and I'll use beans, and what else? Carrot, of course. I don't use beetroot because I don't want it to go purple. And then all that's left is to offer and eat it. Lama sange lama chur, dejin lama gedun te, kongi jebo lam te, lama namla chur babo, don't lama sange den poche, yo lama den churden poche, don't lama gedun poche, cam they control some la chur babo. Maybe in those rounds never be parted from the Guru Triple Gem, always make offerings and receive constant blessings.